typically I would mind my marriage. But since you done brought your little marriage on over here, then now I got to mind your marriage, and I'm asking questions. What y'all got going on over there?
Right.
And also, how is it working for y'all?
Sick of her.
Got?
I'm sick of her, man.
Is it like a throuple? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, do he do laundry?
Do you do laundry? Oh wow.
Splitting the bills, or like, I mean, we can split these Cardinal 3 ways. You feel me? Like, what you got?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley, and I'm so happy you came by. The Queerly Blax Show aims to normalize the everyday existence of Black, LGBTQIA+ individuals through an interview-style series with regular folks like you and me. So every week, a new guest shares their story and unique perspective on their existence as an LGBTQIA+ individual. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe, download, set your reminders to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Enjoy the show.
All right, man.
Welcome back to another episode of the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley. I got some very special guests with me today. We got Tasha and Tristan with us. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves to the people.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Tasha LeGrand.
And I'm Tristan LeGrand.
Together, you are
Living LeGrand life.
There it is. All right, look, we jump straight into it on here, okay? We get straight into the business. We're going to go right into y'all first, individually, the first time you encountered your sexuality. When was the first time? This is not when you came out. This is like when you knew, like, them ladies, they looking kind of good.
That's how I may want to start.
I'm gonna be a little different, so you may as well start.
What's crazy? Mine was like 8th grade. I was noticing a couple people. I'm like, okay, I wasn't paying attention to the boys really. Like, they were cool. We were cool. A few of them wanted to be my boyfriend, but I really wasn't interested in that. Wasn't interested in that. Tried to give it a chance, but we were cool. We were good. We go hoop together.
You the homie. I ain't feeling you like that.
No, not like that. Not like that. And there was actually crazy, a girl in my class that tried to holler at me, and I was like, I'm not mad about this.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of for me, like when it hit, I'm like, okay, I have an interest, because I was playing sports from the age of 6 up, so I wasn't really focused on things like that socially. So when that happened, it kind of just ignited for me, like, okay, got it. That's my start of noticing.
Yeah. How about you, Tristan?
Yeah, see, for me, it's a lot different because I never had that moment. I literally never considered whether or not I liked girls or not before I met Tasha. I was with men my entire life, and I met Tasha. I guess I wasn't against it. I was like, oh, to each his own, right? Like, do what you do.
Do your thing. You got that. That's cute. That's cute.
I was like, do what you do. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
The idea didn't bother me. I just never thought about it. I always found women to be attractive, but I felt like that was normal. Like,
girls compliment girls all the time. Like,
exactly.
Oh, she cute. Oh, that dress is cute. Oh, her lipstick is nice.
You know what I mean? I could always, what's the good word to say? I could appreciate a beautiful woman, but it never went further.
That's not like a pickup line.
Right?
I appreciate your beauty.
It might have been, but that was probably hers right there.
Probably was.
That's my business.
You're in my business? Do that.
It was never anything beyond that. And then I met Tasha, and we was chilling, we was vibing, we was friends, we were actually co-workers first.
Yeah.
And then
okay. So we can go straight into how we met story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were co-workers, and then she showed slight interest in me, but I wasn't really sure if it was flirting or not. I was like, this is bordering along the lines of something different. And
if a man did this to me, I would feel like I need to say something back.
Exactly. So it was like, this is very interesting. And literally it just kind of came out of nowhere. And then here we are 11 years later.
Tasha, so what's the backstory? How you what gave you the vibes?
Because
Because it's always some vibes. What was
it's
the
always
vibes?
some vibes, right? So crazy part is when we both started working together, we actually weren't really paying each other any attention, like at all. Tristan is convinced that at one point I didn't like her. Right?
How long did y'all work together before
She didn't like
y'all
me.
like? How long did y'all work together before the courtship kind of started, or
Or
before the friendship started? Before y'all became actually friends?
You know what?
So we started working together in July.
June.
Okay,
June.
June. We started working together in June, and then by November
We were dating, but the friendship probably started in like August.
yeah, it was a few months in.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I was in school. She had just graduated with her master's, and I was in school. And in my mind, she was brilliant. I don't know where I came up with this. You ever just have truths that you create for
That you be
somebody?
like, that person is really, really smart.
Really smart. And for some reason, when I saw how smart she was in certain things, in my mind, it meant that she was smart in everything. And so I was like, yo, I'm having trouble in this math class. I think it was like statistics or something crazy like that. And I was like, yo, you got math, you must be smart,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
like,
I see where this is going.
So I was like, that's the end.
I was like, can you help me?
We gonna at least get some clarity. Even if we don't get in, we gonna get some clarity on what this is.
So basically, she used that. I was like, can you help me?
Did she use it or you use it? Because I think
Right,
you said she was the brilliant one.
I needed help. Okay, I was just trying to pass class. You know what I mean? I was trying to get through it. And she was just like, yeah, no problem. I got you.
I got you for sure.
And then she had me.
And then and the conversations just started to pick up at work. And we had a little IM system. So I would be
Oh yeah, the IMs.
Yeah, because she sat in front of me. So I would see her like looking in the mirror and I'd randomly message her like, you look good, stop. Just different stuff.
Okay.
Like
And then she would hear me talking to one of the girls at work about a CD that I wanted. CDs. About a CD that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day I would come in and the CD would be on my desk.
Oh, yeah.
Or I would say about a movie I wanted to see, or like my favorite cartoon character, and she would draw a picture for me the next day. And she can draw really well. So she drew me like a Care Bear, and she knew my favorite was Betty Boop.
Mm-hmm.
And so she drew me Betty Boop real big. And it was just random stuff, like we were 5. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like
works
that.
every time.
Works every time.
She even wrote me a resume to prove that she was worthy of my time.
It was a special resume.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's Mac Daddy for real right there.
You know what I'm saying?
So Tasha, how'd you know that she would be interested?
I didn't. I was just confident. I had a nickname that I don't pull out anymore. It's called myself T Smooth.
Mm.
So I was like, okay. I was starting to grow interest for her the day I knew for sure. It was around the time she knew the interest in that I had in her. It was around Halloween. Mm-hmm. She came dressed as a Frenchie from Greece. So she had this really short, like black dress on with the and she was showing it, modeling it to me at my desk, and she like did this 360 turn. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the 360 for me.
Yeah, it's the 360 for me. I'm about to use that. But I'm gonna point it back. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
And that was literally the day I found out, because I was super naive. That was the day I found out for sure that she liked girls. Like, because I was like confused. I was
You didn't know she liked girls either?
Everybody says that to her. They like, how did
you not know that?
Again, I was extremely naive. Like, I was like, is she flirting with me? Because, okay, I'll say it. I know people who have very similar styles to Tasha who aren't, right? So I was like, I'm not going to make an assumption. Folks will tell me what, and one thing I learned a lot is like, folks know they truth. You know what I mean? If somebody tell you they're not, then they aren't. Until they tell you they are, then they ain't.
Right. Right.
And so in my mind, I didn't know. Yeah. She didn't say anything. She never talked about people she was dating, anything. But that day she was taking photos of me when the camera phones first became a thing.
She asked me to take her
I asked her to take a picture, and then I was going through the pictures and I went one too far.
She kept scrolling.
I went one too far, and it was a picture of a female, but she was just like standing in the way that you stand for somebody who you checking for, right? Like, and I was just like, oh, okay. That's what it is. I get it now. And then after that, I started to play along.
Now, you know, really what happened, Tasha, is that she got jealous when she seen that picture.
That's what it was.
She was like, oh, no.
Can't be.
I can't be nobody else around here. Can't nobody be. Look at you. She's looking like, what's up?
Wait a minute. I don't think so. It was
she ain't gonna be buying CDs for nobody else.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody else got CDs.
Nobody getting no CDs.
I ain't drawing for nobody else.
I think that's probably when I started bringing like food to work. I started bringing like my leftovers, bringing her a plate to work. Like that. You would have thought I was somebody granny. I'm around here frying chicken, frying pork chops. That was back when we ate like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's cute. So how do y'all still work together?
No, not
on Living LeGrand life.
How long did y'all work together after being together?
About a year and a half. Almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yep.
She left before I did.
Yeah, I left.
Would y'all have still worked together if not for the relationship, or were y'all trying to get out of there anyway?
Oh, we still.
It didn't bother us at all that we was working together. The only time it was troublesome when like if we was off, right? Like if we was just like, well, once we became like official, because we dated for 9 months where we was dating each other and other people, and we both knew it. It was just like Thursday is your night, Friday, you know what I mean? Stop playing.
Very honest about it. Very honest.
So during that time, it could get a little difficult because she would hear me like on the phone with other people, or I would hear her on the phone with old girl that was in her phone, and I'll be like,
I don't like
that. But then once we was like together, nothing. It was fine.
Did people at work know y'all were together?
Yeah, not at first though.
Our core group did. Like we had our group of friends. Yeah, because the first time I bought Tasha a gift, I bought her floor seats to a game for her birthday. And this was at the very beginning. And a friend of mine is the one who was like, you should get these because, you know, Dwayne Wade is her favorite, you know, get these tickets or whatever. And so it was that's my boo. Yeah, it was one of the people from work who was like, helping me with this situation. And so from my end, everybody knew in the beginning because I'm an open book. I don't keep a whole lot of secrets. But this private one, she was all like,
I'm just private.
Not even purposely. She just don't tell people.
I'm just private. You got to ask me the question you want the answer to.
Yeah. So then, for Tristan, for you, what was that transition like because you were dating guys? What, like, how did you? I mean, I believe people just love people, right? But for you, like having only dated guys, and then you're like, oh, like I like this. How was that for you? And how did you allow yourself to just like be present in it? Because I think some people might have that experience, but they just be like, nah, but it's a girl, like it's a woman. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't do it, even if it's something that it feels natural, but like they can't do it. How was that process for you? And then also like for both of y'all, just for you, Tristan, about like your families. And so like you've only been dating men now, you know, you're going to marry a woman, that whole thing. So you start from there and then just.
You know what? Surprisingly, it wasn't hard for me. Mostly because like, I'm like, again, like I said, I'm an open book. And also I'm like one of those who like, I dare somebody to tell me like I dare you to really sort of question what I'm trying to do. Because I'm going to tell you exactly where you can put those questions, right? And so once I decided that I'm doing something, I done decided. And so literally for me, it was just, I think it was, number one, it was fun. And if I'm 100% honest, I had no idea we would be here 11 years later. It was just like, cool. I try it out, see what's up. You know what I mean? Like it could have very well been a phase or what have you. I didn't know. Yeah. Like I didn't have the same experience as Tasha, who knew from really early. So it was just like, this could be fun. I'm in my early 20s. Why not? And I, was having fun. And then as time went on, I had to realize that, whoa, this is more than I had anticipated. And so I'm going with it. I'm just going with it. In terms of telling my family, I remember having a conversation with my mom when Tasha was really trying to like date me or whatever. And I was riding down the street with my mom on our way to the mall. And I was like, Mom, it's this girl at work. You know, she really trying to holler at me, I think. I was like, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know. I was like, but she want to take me out to dinner. And I don't know. And my mom was like, I mean, shoot, everybody got to eat. And literally, in my mind, that was permission. Like, that was the only
thing. Good. Do your thing.
So, and we went on our first date.
And then we went out to eat. We
first
eat
official
ever
date.
since,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so it was literally that. It was my father immediately accepted her as like his daughter. Yeah, it was like, that's my daughter. Like, it is what it is. My mother was a little bit different, you know what I mean? It was a little bit of a journey, but
I took the scenic route.
It was
it took a little longer to get to.
People were more confused than anything, but it was mostly, if they talked about it, it was behind me. It wasn't, nobody ever asked me anything, and now it's been 11 years and ain't nobody asked me a thing. And I'm imagining it's gonna stay that way.
Because Google.
Right. Also, because mind your business.
Because mind your business. Ooh, you sound like my wife. Yeah, my wife's favorite line. Oh, because mind your business. She would tell somebody to mind their business in a minute.
I say it all the time. It's none of your concern.
Yep.
No, I had one person have the audacity to sort of ask me questions, but honestly, I'm an open book. So ask me. You got a question, ask me, but don't question me. I think that's different.
You can be curious, but don't be like badgering me about my life.
Yeah. Why?
I feel it.
Because mind your business.
Because mind your business.
Amen.
All right, so Tasha, you had to cut the plan line off. You had to, throw in the towel 10, 11 years ago. Now in a long-term relationship, is this the longest relationship for both of you?
Yes. Yeah.
What are some of the keys to making a long-term relationship last?
We hear this a lot, but it really is true, is communication, but not just communication, very open and honest communication. You got to be willing to talk to your partner and accept what that answer is. Not be ready to be on the defense, judge them, fight them, walk away from them. Understand, like, communicate to understand versus communicating to respond or defend. I think that is like the biggest key to having a long lasting relationship, especially because we've been together 11 years. We've been married, be 6 in June. People change, people become somebody else. It seems like the average every 10 years, which is why people have vow renewals. You're wondering, like, man, they were married for 30 years. Why are they doing this again? Because they are remarrying themselves. They are not the same people that they were, and they have to rediscover and realize if they like each other or not. It's also plays into the other side. Why do people who've been married for 40 years get divorced? They different people. It doesn't align today. But that level of communication is so key in all aspects for me. Yeah. And be friends. You got to be friends. You got to like that person, because love will come and go. It will go up and down. It's a whole roller coaster. Like, you always have love for a person, but I mean that strong love where, like, you still walking around holding hands and everything. There's times where you can't stand that person, but you still have to. But you still have to like them.
Yeah.
And want to be there.
Yeah.
So those are the keys for me. Yeah. What you got about it?
Yeah, I mean, I would echo a lot of that. I feel like, number one, like, for us, one thing I didn't realize is that marriage and a relationship this long, I think any relationship this long, I mean, if you've had a friendship that's been 15, 20 years, you recognize that it's a decision.
Yes.
Over and over and over again, it's a decision. Yeah. You decide to make time even when you're tired. You decide to make time even when life gets hectic. You decide to stay together even when they're getting on your nerves. It's a decision. Absolutely. Over and over and over again. The one time you did it on the day y'all got married ain't gonna be enough. Right. I need you to vow every day. I need you to, and when you feel things going awry, I need you to come back and then figure out who you're dealing with and then make a decision again. Yeah. And it's just as simple as that. Like, we make a decision. And I love what she brought up about, liking each other and loving each other. Like I've started recently, I don't even know if you noticed, but I started recently, instead of saying I love you, I start saying I like you.
Oh no, this is cute.
I like you, right? Like it's simple because our people, love ain't enough. To be honest, I love puppies, but I don't want one.
Yeah. You preaching.
They real cool, you know what I mean? But I don't want one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to tell her that I like her. I like you. And that's why I'm here, because I like you. I like who we are together. I like what we're trying to do. I like the history that we've made and the future that we're making. I like it. And so that's why I'm here. And I feel like that's how you keep it going. It's like continuing to remind that person who they are to you, because in reminding them, you're reminding yourself.
Absolutely. Y'all preaching. That's some gospel. That's some gospel. Trust
Man.
me, 13 and a half years in, I know all that stuff is
Oh,
true.
look, see?
All that stuff is true, man. I always say, my thing is, you got to fight to get back on the same side of the ring, not on opposite sides.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to like isolate whatever's going on from your relationship and say, what are we talking about right now? Like, what is it? What is it?
Yes.
And let's figure it out and get back on the same side. Like, I'm not trying to fight with you. You're not trying to fight with me. We just trying to figure out what the problem is, get back on the same side and figure this thing out, So I agree with all that. Yeah, I agree with all that. And at the end of the day, here's the truth. You gotta get with somebody who willing to put up with your shit and you willing to put up with their shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's at the end of the day.
Yeah,
as we keep growing, if my shit changes after 13 years and this shit you don't want to put up with no more, if it's stuff that you just like, you didn't smoke when I got with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be with no smoker. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that. That's stuff I can't get with that. I can't, who am I with today? 5 years in, who am I with right now? Who is this person? How have you changed? Who are you today? Can I hold you to the standard I held you to before? Like, okay, are we not the same no more? All right, cool. What's going on? Okay, now 10 years later, you ain't the same. What's going on? You like to go to bed at 9 o'clock now. Okay, wait a minute. What's going on? Little stuff, you don't even realize how much it
matters.
It matters a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? That brings up something for me, because I feel like something that I don't think a lot of people do, that Natasha and I did, and we do every few years, is we ask each other, what are your deal breakers?
Yeah.
Like, what are your deal breakers? And I remember, like, it's why it's so important to check back in, because I remember at the beginning of our relationship, I shared a deal breaker with Tasha that was impacting the way she moved throughout our relationship. Mm-hmm. And at one point, when it was time, when she wanted to take a risk, and I'm thinking, okay, take the risk, she was like, yeah, nah, but remember you told me X, Y, and Z was a deal breaker for you. I'm afraid if I do this, then it's gonna trigger this, and that's a deal breaker for you. And I had to be like, oh, well, that ain't even a deal breaker for me no more,
right?
Yep. But I have been holding on to it.
Because that's
dating.
Right.
So literally the way I was moving professionally, socially, like in all different ways,
so many things,
and I was holding on to that because I'm like, I don't want to lose her. So if that's a deal breaker, then I've got to figure out a way in this deal.
Yeah, like I had to come back and be like, I had to really, we had to talk and give each other permission to change.
Yep. And
permission to ask questions when you're not sure anymore. Because, child, listen, it ain't a whole lot this one could do. We right here together.
Yeah. I always say, like, one thing I had to start, I would start saying, like, this was probably 7 or 8 years ago now, but I would say, I might change my mind. Like, I would say something and I'd be like, I feel sure today, but like, I might change my mind. But my wife's very much a person who's like, it's like she wants to be able to say, like, you told me X today, right? So like, I want to make sure like the consistency is there. Like, consistency is really important for her, right? So I had to say, she'll be like, well, you said you were going to use the red towel yesterday. Now I see the blue towel. It's like, well, I might change my mind. So like, just like that one sentence is like, okay, it gives it like kind of frees the shackle of like, okay, you are changing, we're both changing. And so it may, as long as there's a towel there, if it's not red or like the color is okay, but there's a towel. You know what I'm saying? Because because the consistency, if consistency is important, which it is, now consistency in what way it's important to you is different for everybody. But for a person who's like, what you said today, it gotta match kind of like what you do, like your actions and your words gotta align. That one phrase was like, all right, babe, but I might get in there and there might not be any blue towels. There might not be any red ones. I might have to get a green one. Okay. But there's going to be a towel here, you know, but like those small things, right? But understanding, right. What's important is it important that it's green or a towel? Like,
right. Like, help me understand
which one, you know, but just that leaves
are green. Leaves are green. Do you want to, do you care that it's the color green or you care that it's towel? Because what you need, I can substitute. What you got?
Yeah. But you know, like even like something small, like during COVID, right? Simple like stuff. You go to the store and like the supply chains are all messed up. So you might get there and they got no paper towels, they got tissue, they got no juice, they got no like all this stuff. It's like, okay, we drink one kind of water. We drink, you know, I like to drink Aquafina per se. You know, we get, you know, we might get one other one, but they don't have either one. It's like, why you get this brand? Well, they ain't have that brand at the store. But having water is important.
Right.
So I'm not gonna get no water because they didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like
having the water.
Is it important that they have the brand of water or that we have water?
Right. I'm gonna be clear. If it's some things, I'm gonna need you to get my brand.
Exactly. Right. But it's like important to know like what, like if they don't have Sheila Topo Chico water, right? If they don't have the lime one or whatever, then I don't want none at all. Like, don't just substitute it for me. Just don't get none. But you know, even simple things like I'm using the groceries and towels as examples, but in other stuff, it's like, you know, it's probably whatever that deal breaker was like something that mattered to you so long ago. But once you start saying, okay, who are you today? Like, do you still like this today? Do you still like this today? Like, who, you know, when you have those conversations, you can be like, oh, okay, cool. So when I go out, if I want to do something special for you, I have a different consideration set because we've recalibrated who you are. I've been buying you X for 5 years and you didn't even tell me you didn't like that no more.
Yeah, it was the stuffed animals.
That's why I said I'm thinking of that.
Bring another teddy bear up in
I
here.
haven't bought her a stuffed animal in years. So
Is she
Yep, but you're right though.
Yeah. My wife didn't like flowers at first. She was kind of like, oh, flower wasting money. No, but now she likes flowers. In the last, you know, probably 7-8 years, she likes flowers. So it's like, all right, cool, I can get flowers now. But before she would have been like, oh, that's cool, it's a waste of money. But now it's like the gesture. It's like I have everything now. I don't really, just the gesture of like some nice flowers and candy is cool now. But before it was like, you're wasting money. Don't do that. You know, so so having those conversations for all of you out there trying to stay in long-term relationships, have the conversations, communicate, understand who your person is today. What matters to them today probably is not the same thing that was important 5 or 6 or 10 years ago. Have the conversations. Great. So Mind Your Marriage Mondays.
Mind Your Marriage Monday.
How did that get started?
Go ahead, baby.
So Mind Your Marriage Monday was kind of sort of my baby. Number one, like we all got our like guilty pleasures of like, I don't do like reality TV or anything like that. I can't stand that type of stuff. The negativity of it just gets me. But we all can get into some juiciness, right? Like into like just understanding like what other people are going through and talking about it and really saying like, man, like if it were me, this is what I would do it. This is how I would handle it, right? Oftentimes people use me as that person. Like I tend to have a perspective or give people good guidance and like help them to like see things differently. And so people come to me, marriages and otherwise, for like advice on what to do. And sort of, I'm a certified coach. So I am trained to ask powerful questions, right? To ask questions to get people to the understanding of, is it the towel or is it the color, right? Like really understanding what is it, that's the issue, and helping people to not only understand what the crux of the issue is, but then communicating that to whomever it is that is the opposing party or what have you, right? So I felt like Mind Your Marriage Monday could be an opportunity for people to see like that in action, just right there, raw. I don't need much thought. I don't need much time to consider it. I'm asking questions, I'm getting into it, and really just sort of helping people see how I thought process, like how I process certain things.
And we were already doing that on a regular basis. Cause you just at home with your spouse, you talking and you having conversations like, oh, this came up on TV. We get to talking about it and having a difference of opinion, right? And trying to understand each other's perspective or agreeing. And so we were like, well, we already do that.
Yeah, we'll see something somebody posted online. You were like, did you see this? What's happening here? Couldn't be me. It's absolutely not for me, right? And then we would go into like the different things about it. And I was just like, yo, we ought to record this.
Because the stuff we say sometimes, now we can't put all that.
Them raw conversations, them unfiltered, just like out of nowhere conversations be crazy.
They do. And I'll be like, what? Where's the microphone? When because that was a gym. Yeah. Okay. So we decided to try to create some gyms on camera, and it's been so much fun.
So much fun. And people have been so receptive to Mind Your Marriage Monday. And, we look forward to it. It's a guaranteed thing, especially at the beginning of the week. It's something to enjoy. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say I would like to get to the point where as we get more people engaged, people start to send us scenarios so that we can do it like off the cuff, just like people writing in, sending us DMs, commenting on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where people send it to us. Right now, I'm finding the things, but sometimes people will send us questions. But I want to get to the point where it's literally Mind Your Marriage Monday is like solely coming from the people who are engaging in the show. So
all right, well, it's gonna come from me right now.
Come on, let's go.
So we gonna do a Mind Your Marriage Mondays right now. We're gonna do one right now for the people. Okay, here's the scenario.
All right,
Mind Your Marriage Tuesday.
And there we go. Let's go.
Here's the scenario. So y'all have a couple, there's a couple that you guys are friends with. They're married. Online, goals, two women, lesbian couple. They go, oh yeah, this my bae every week. Let me crush Wednesday. Goes to my wife. She's the best thing ever. Blah blah blah. These y'all friends, right? So one of them comes over to the house. Everybody like this goals, relationship goals. One day, one of them comes over to the crib, to y'all house, and she like, girl, let me tell you about this guy I just was with. She's having a whole affair with this dude. These y'all friends. Both of these are y'all friends. Y'all met them as a couple. Y'all are neutral to this couple. Y'all date the couple, not one and the other. This is the couple.
Okay.
She come over. She like, hey, girl, let me tell you about this. And she telling you this matter of fact, as if you don't even know that she's married. She just laying it on you.
Right.
And you looking at her. What do you do?
So she's talking to us as a couple. Okay.
Just telling y'all about this affair as if y'all just don't know she got a whole relationship online and everything.
I'm gonna let my wife start it off.
I'm probably going to ask a question. I'm gonna probably start off by like, I'm probably gonna cut this person off. Like 100%. Literally like, wait, hold up. We're not gonna speed past that like that. You ain't just say what you just said. Right. Like let's run it back. Yeah. Because you know that I know that we know you. Like, what's up? Right. Like, what's going on? Give that person the opportunity to like share with me like what's really happening, because I don't feel comfortable engaging in this conversation. Now, if that's what y'all doing, have at it. Let's talk, right? Like, but if this is supposed to be a monogamous relationship and I'm close to both of y'all, can you find another friend to have this conversation with? Sis, you got to find somebody else. But at this point now I know, right? Now I know. So I need to understand like what the situation is and how you expected me to behave in this particular scenario. What's my part in it? Because you can't
just be my friend. Just listen to me.
No, ma'am. No.
What is being your friend and listening to you entail? Because I feel like friendship is subjective, right? Like, what does it look like? Am I your friend where I call you out even when you on some foolishness? Like, because if you want me to be your
you about to become that friend in a minute.
Yeah.
Like if
you about to be that friend that I'm about to cuss you out because you dead wrong.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what I would do though. Like, I need to know what's happening because you putting me in an awkward situation. So I'm gonna have to ask questions. Typically, I would mind my marriage. But since you done brought your little marriage on over here, then now I got to mind your marriage and I'm asking questions. What y'all got going on over there?
Right.
And also, how is it working for y'all?
Sick of her.
Y'all got?
I'm sick of her, man.
Y'all got? Is it like a throuple? Like,
Yes.
I mean, do he do laundry?
Do you do laundry? Oh wow.
Splitting the bills, or like, I mean, we can split these cardinals 3 ways. You feel me? Like, what you got? I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's the arrangement? What's the procedure? Right? Like, I'm probably gonna come at it in a comedic way, right?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and then me and her gonna talk about it when they leave.
Oh, for sure. Gonna talk about it.
We definitely for sure. Now, Tristan 100% is gonna approach it exactly how she said. Like, I knew that would be her exact answer. And she would become that friend that's like, okay, well, we about to talk about this right now. Whereas me, we're gonna cut it short because I don't want to hear anymore.
I've heard enough.
I've heard enough. I don't know why you came here with this foolishness anyway. I've heard enough. You need to go and find your spouse and talk to them about that. This is not something that y'all are doing like as a couple by choice. Y'all need to go talk about this, or you got to go somewhere else with that. But you can't.
You broke couple code,
and we can't. Yeah, you did break couple code, and we can't be. There's no more dates, no couple dates and nothing for a while until y'all figure this out. Because I'm not gonna sit in front of the other half of this friendship and knowing something like that. And trying to.
Do you tell them though?
Because now we're in the middle.
Do you tell the other person?
It depends. I think it depends.
If you're not dating a couple, but you're friends with the couple, so your friendship is equal with both people. Do you tell them, or do you just cut the whole couple off and be like, look, you got to talk to your wife about why we ain't talking to you no more?
There will be some distance created. We would probably assess as a couple how we're going to moving forward with them. But for me, I'm not going to tell them because I'm minding my marriage. Y'all need to get that together. Like that. That's your place to tell her. Now, it's tough though, because if we didn't meet the couple as a couple and one was a friend, like my best friend or something, hell yeah, I'm telling. Like, what?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give you a chance because this is your marriage, right?
I'm liable to record the conversation and send it to him. You feel me? Like, it depends. Like,
yeah, there's other factors that come into play in this situation. This is a really good one.
You just cut the whole, cause I know, like for me and my wife, we because we've been together so long now, it's kind of like we have this thing where we don't really make new friends unless it's kind of like a married couple, just because it's a little easier. Like your lifestyles are more similar. If you have single friends, are probably friends you've had for a really long time, and like that's fine. But new friends, you kind of want them to be you want them to move like you move. You don't want to be attached to too much craziness, and that's just sometimes what happens. When people are dating and you get close to people, then they ain't there no more. Then it's like the activities are just very different. And I've seen like scenarios like this where like it wasn't that they were telling us about it, we were just seeing things that were like,
what's happening?
That don't look like if your wife knew you was doing that, she would be cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And similarly, we created distance in the situation, just like, we ain't seen you do nothing. You ain't said you did nothing, but we see how you moving, and it look a little crazy, so it was like we just created a little bit of distance, and we just kind of the wife knows who she's with.
Yeah,
she knows who, she says things that we know she know who she with.
Yeah.
So I ain't never seen you kiss nobody. I ain't never seen you, touch nobody inappropriately, but I know you move in a way that's real crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, too cool, way too cool.
Versus what we would be doing.
But versus what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah, let's say if
they're
my wife. You know what I'm saying? Cool with this,
y'all ain't cool with it, but she know who she with.
Well, that means she accepts it.
She accepts it or turns a blind eye to it. So I'm like,
it ain't my problem.
Ain't
But
got
I
nothing
still
to
ain't with it, so I still got to create a little distance because I can't be caught up in nothing like that. I can't be, you telling her you was at my crib and you really was moving wild.
No.
You
no.
not.
That's
You know what I'm
single
saying?
behavior. That's single behavior.
That's too crazy for me.
Sure. Me and my boy, absolutely. I was there.
I was right.
They would know. Yeah.
But married people behavior, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
So this is how I feel about it, right? I am a firm believer and I listen to words and I also recognize like that what something means for me may not be what it means for you. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to assume that what marriage looks like for me, it looks like for you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to assume that, what looks crazy to me don't look crazy to you.
Yeah.
So I just, I let people make their decisions within their marriage, what is comfortable for you. And quite frankly, if they're still there, then they are cool with it. If they that know. Doesn't mean, and they know, if they're still there and they know, then they are cool with it. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that I got to participate. I will be very clear where the delineation is of what I'm willing to deal with and what I'm willing to participate in. As as for me and my marriage, right? Yeah. This is what we doing over here, and we reserve the right to change our mind. Yep. You know what I mean? About what we doing over here. And you reserve the right to change your mind about what y'all doing over there. My thing is, in your situation where you're saying, well, we see it, they ain't saying nothing to us, but we see it. I think that's slightly different because once you involve me, then you tell me, now I'm in it. Now I'm in the trouble. Yep. You feel me? No. I'm in there. We splitting it 3 ways. Right. And I'm cool with splitting the bills 3 ways. But I don't know about, I'm not splitting this one. Right?
I ain't split my woman. No.
Right? At least not today. At least not today.
She has the right to change her mind.
I reserve the right to change my mind. But so far, this arrangement is working for me, right? Yeah. And so I think that's the part is like we gotta allow people to do their marriage the way they do it now. Not that we ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it for sure.
We're gonna talk about it. 100%. Yeah. The tea be spilling over here. I don't know what it is in your relationship.
Oh, 100%.
This is my partner.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I'm like, did you see man,
it'd be
shit over here all the time. Right? Like,
but I find like, it's crazy because like after so long, like we, this far in, usually you know how to resolve conflict, right? Like we know how to resolve conflict in our relationship. We turn over from that really fast. Like it's not even really a thing in terms of being able to talk and get to the bottom of it and do all that. It may take time. We got to peel back these layers, but we get there. We know how to get there. We patient about that process. But a lot of times it's like our friendships in terms of like how they govern their marriage. And it's like, what? So the other scenario I was going to bring up, which is to your point, Tristan, about how people do their marriage, right? We are proponents of that. Look, we don't get in your marriage. What you do is what you do. But there are some times where you be like, yo, did you hear that? Did you see that? So the other scenario I wanted to bring up before we close out is
I like it.
You on a double date. Right. Yeah. Again, these are things that are loosely based on my actual life. So, but I'm dramatizing them just a tad.
Like
so you're on a double date. These are your friends. Again, same type of couple. You guys are dating the couple. You're not dating the couple, but you're friends with both people.
Yeah.
So you guys are having a conversation, but then they kind of break off and start having an actual argument about whatever is happening. A real live argument.
Because we did a reel recently about this.
Yeah.
Oh, you did, and it was y'all sitting at the restaurant and the people. Yeah, that's what made me think about. That's what made me remember this situation. I was like, because I had the first one. I said, I could bring that one up too. Yeah. So y'all hear them over there. They start going at it, but they start going like below the belt. But nobody seems like crazy offended. Like neither one of them seem like crazy offended by this conversation. This is just like how they banter. This is how they argue. But they start hitting below the belt. And they like, well, that's why your cat stink, and that's why your penis little, and that's why you don't need to be screwing me right. This is how they're talking in this argument. Look, at a table with the 4 of y'all. How y'all handle that?
At first, we gonna definitely look at each other like, is this? Especially if they're actively arguing.
I'm not gonna
Actively,
lie.
y'all in a fort. Y'all sitting at the table for y'all in a restaurant, and they going crazy.
You under the table tapping my knee, and I'm doing.
And
this.
then I'm texting her like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, y'all do the tap me. Man, if something crazy is happening, I'll grab my wife's knee. Like, I'll be like, yo,
she's tapping.
Knees coming off.
Yeah. I'm tapping, I'm squeezing. She, her knees is a little interested. So we're not gonna squeeze them too much, right? So I'm gonna just tap a little bit. I'm gonna tap them knees.
Tap a little bit, probably text. And
I'm gonna text her.
But for me, if they are actively in an argument,
embarrassing all for you.
I'm gonna just start talking to my wife. Like, we ain't texting no more. Like, what is happening? Do you hear? Like, yo, and then eventually being like, yo, y'all good?
Carry this at the house.
Can we done with dinner? Is dinner done? Are y'all done? Do you need to check?
My go-to is humor, right?
Yeah,
like I'm gonna try to like literally like melt the ice a little bit, break that ice with some humor. Like, so y'all do, I'm gonna be like, you see me?
See me, see you.
Yeah, I see you.
Do y'all see us?
Y'all just here by yourself?
Right. Like, I'm probably gonna just like sort of like remind them that we here, because I feel like, I don't know if y'all been there, but we've been there once in our relationship where we argued in front of someone else. Crazy part is she don't remember the argument.
You want the real crazy part?
Yesterday.
The other people don't remember.
Other people that was there said they
probably didn't think it was an argument.
She was the only.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Y'all probably was arguing so nice. He was like, "Well, honey, I didn't." It was probably the sweetest argument. They didn't even know it was an argument.
We wasn't hitting below the belt though, because we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Right?
Yeah, agreed.
That's absolutely. I think that's probably what would make me the most uncomfortable in this situation, and probably when I would get.
But it ain't below the belt for them. That's just how they get down. They just be talking like that.
I would probably say something along the lines of, y'all making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Can we do something different?
That, or be like, yo, so let's go ahead and change the subject. Because clearly, if they started arguing like that, it's because of conversation. Something in the conversation probably sparked it, and it just like went crazy from there.
Y'all stress me the hell out. Right,
I'm gonna let y'all finish
on the line.
Y'all gonna finish that one later. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move, if y'all can. Because if this is how they communicate on a regular basis, then they can clearly move on. But if we come up and this is happening again, one of us got to get the hell on. This ain't, y'all messing up dinner. Like,
yeah. But it's interesting when you learn like how other couples like communicate, how they mind their marriage. Yeah. It's like, I don't know if that worked for me, but it works for them, and that's great, because that's their marriage, and that's how they communicate. That's how they talk. That's what keeps them from slapping each other. Then hey, you know, do your thing.
But I'm really sort of just taking notes about making sure I don't share nothing with this couple, because they clearly take your things about yourself and they just throw it out there for the world to see, and so I can't tell them nothing.
If you adore it with your partner, you definitely can't be trusted with nothing about me.
Not at all. Like they did probably about 2-3 minutes to like fizzle out a little bit. You know, if this is their regular communication, maybe they'll come to a halt. Yeah, and realize they're back at a table with people. But
I feel like we've been there though. Tasha and I have been, not where they was like, it was like I heard you say you over dramatization. I've not that, but in some instances we try to sort of mediate. So what's up? You know what I mean?
I give them a second
because a lot of times people bring us in.
Yeah, we've been brought in before.
And then, Tristan, she said such and such. So let me say, if Tasha did,
and I'd be like, Tasha
be like, don't bring me in here.
Like, well, do that. So they ain't even going.
I'd be like, well, if Tasha's not, but so people will try to like pull up. That's like the gift and the curse about being that couple. Like people be like, so if Tasha did this, you mean to tell me you gonna do such and such? And I'm like, I mean, I would probably ask some questions. If it were me, these are the questions that I would ask.
Tristan doesn't, first of all, react honestly how the average person reacts to things. Neither one of us really do, but she really doesn't. Like, a lot of times you expect a female in certain situations to like go off. And so Tristan literally like gets more calm than usual and gets to asking certain kind of questions. Almost when you be like, well, damn, I'm analyzing myself while I'm in this situation. So to ask her what she would do is ridiculous for a person that's hyped like that anyway. Yeah. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, because I'm not that average. I don't want to say average female, but I'm not reactionary in that way.
Average reactor.
Like I'm very thoughtful about the words that I use, about the actions that I take, because I recognize that at the end of the day, I want this marriage.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Even no matter what's happening at this moment, I need to understand what's happening at this moment, so I can understand where it falls in line with, like, how do I get this thing back on track? So like, that's why our YouTube page can't be like that super prankster type stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, number one, I'm not going to respond the way you want to. We're going to have a whole lot of deep conversations
afterwards, right?
Right? Like we're going to have a whole lot of deep conversations. I'm asking questions. You can't do the I'm cheating on you prank, or you was in the car or somebody, you was talking to somebody. Because first of all, I'm really
the alarm clock prank and the I called her somebody else's name prank was already enough. That was plenty. That alarm clock was crazy. I would have never thought to do that.
Hey, yo.
Them sounds was all Tristan just kept.
I'm dying right now. Yo,
yeah.
People need to watch that if they have not watched
irritated.
That was crazy. She's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?"
Like, I know you lied.
I know you lied.
That was the one I was like, I know you fucking lied.
I know you fucking lied.
Like, get out of here.
No, real.
You don't turn that annoying truck off.
Actually, for real, no, the real deal is really exactly what I said happened. We were sitting down here in the living room and she went upstairs, and literally in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna get her ass. That prank came literally like, and that's how we operate. That's why everything on our channel is completely real, authentic. We're not doing any of the make stuff up, try to go on with stuff, even though we think that's probably not true. Like, because it's not realistic.
And I will call her out in the middle of a prank.
She
I'll
literally,
be like, if you don't,
like she did on the call my ex out. I mean, she put her fingers up my nose. I couldn't even recover from that.
Or the one that she tried to do at the beginning, at the early stages of the page, where it was like one of her exes was trying to text her or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I don't think I seen that one.
Yeah, it's back.
He was like, nah.
For a second, but
I literally was like, this is how I am. You should know this. This is how I am. Just tell me if we're doing something different.
Yeah.
Have we changed our minds about where because I'm telling you right now, we come together as a package. So
if we got somebody else, then we got somebody else. If you got somebody else, then we got somebody else.
Exactly.
So what's their name?
Yep.
Just make sure
dinner will be ready at 6. Tell them to
our new boo and tell them to clean up after dinner.
This is what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is, if there's somebody else, then why the hell you got me doing all this extra stuff? Somebody come in here and help with these dishes.
Right.
Like, all I'm saying is just let me know what we doing.
But also she know where we at with it, because we've been together so long. Right. You gotta understand. Y'all been 13 years.
Absolutely.
So just like you see like different things where like it's you can't do those, not on our page. We're not gonna be doing stuff like that because it's not realistic. It's not believable.
Yeah. It's not authentic to who y'all are. It's not y'all thing,
No.
So yeah.
Yeah,
I feel it.
But that alarm clock one was funny. That was fun.
That was fun.
The crazy part is it was so dark. I was under the covers. I literally had tears. I was crying, laughing, but I was trying to hold my body still.
I was like you were still asleep.
I was pissed.
You was tight.
Knife one. Those two,
the knife
ones where she hid my knives. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, I saw just the beginning of it. Yeah.
That was real deal. We got the whole real life argument about that.
She was mad at me for 2 days.
To this day, things are still out of place, and every time
I forgot some stuff. I keep forgetting.
Every time I go to look for something that's not in the right spot, I literally go off. Still to this day.
About that prank. That one prank.
It was a good prank though. It went on a long time.
You make an inventory list and say like where everything.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the videos that I did, because I tried to do the prank to her 3 times and she kept switching up like the meal for the night. So what I changed and moved,
nothing else. I'm mad all over.
It didn't matter.
All right, 2 more questions. I'm gonna change something. We're taking advice from this podcast today. We're going to change subject. Moving right along. Okay, question for both of y'all. If you had a theme song for your life, what would it be?
What More Can I Say is a good one. It would probably be between What More Can I Say and he's got a song called Lost Ones.
Oh, I love both of those. Lost Ones off Kingdom Come.
Yes.
What more can I say is my favorite song of all time? Of every song, of any song ever created. It's my favorite song.
No, it's definitely up there. Top 10 for me for sure. I love that song. I love it. But Lost One, yeah. Like, cause
Lost Ones is crazy too.
it's a deep song, but it connects to those close to him and when situations change, but also seeing all sides. And I tend to be that kind of person. I'm super selfless, almost to a fault. And caring to a fault, but have to understand that sometimes situations happen. It's out of my control, but we do got to move on.
Absolutely.
So
I like it.
That's a great.
I like
I see you out here interviewing. Go ahead with your bad self.
I'm trying, we out here in the streets, we out here trying to do it right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank y'all. One last question is, what advice do you have for someone on their own queer journey? Any part of it, whether it's coming out, whether it's a relationship. You kind of gave relationship advice already. So just being comfortable with themselves and just trying to do this queer thing.
So that question. So Tristan and I also have a clothing line called Le Grand Empire. And a mantra of the clothing line is a phrase that I coined, like authentic, but it's called me-thentic. And me-thentic is, you want to say what? Go ahead and say what me-thentic is.
You can go ahead, babe.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So me-thentic is the purest form of self-love and self-care, right? And it's accepting who I am on my life's journey today, because everyone's on a journey of some sort. And we tend to only focus on the finish line. When I get here, I'm gonna be this, this, and that. You're somebody today, and you're somebody important today. You're someone special today, and you are the greatest gift you can give the world. There's no other gift you can give the world that's greater than yourself. You're uniquely you. So to actually accept yourself along that journey and loving yourself fully and self-care would be the best advice I would give in being in any journey, but especially going through a queer journey, because there are going to be so many people have something to say when you're doing good things. It doesn't matter what anyone else has to say. They're not living your life. You're living your life.
Absolutely. I love it. So where can they get the clothes? So I'm going to order my shirt.
Hey, so we're going to re-release the website. We shut it down for a couple months because we're doing a revamp. But we got some new stuff coming out. It's going to be legrandempire.com. I'll definitely make sure I send you the link. We're coming back out this fall. Can't wait. It's exciting.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all for coming on LeGrand Life. I definitely appreciate this conversation. It's very good. Y'all go tune into their YouTube channel. Follow them on Instagram. They do funny reels. They're a hilarious couple. Just a lot of love, a lot of fun, and a real relationship, real couple. So thank y'all for coming. We got Tasha and Tristan in the building. Y'all already know this is another episode of the Queerly Blax Show. I'll catch y'all on the next one.